Cliff Amorier wins the opening tip for Rutgers. Up top for the big fella with the catch and the slam. They're back. Had it poked away, but the Mountain Hawks retain 8 to shoot. It's Taylor gaining the baseline, and the southpaw knocks down the 2. As Rutgers takes it away, the feed for Baker, but too strong on the 3. Offensive board for Amorier, can't stuff it back, but another try, good, +1. Condensed rubbing off the screen. Working on Paul Mulcahy, fade away, and the freshman has the first points of his career. Now you mentioned it, Tim, they have to get number 11 going. Finds Parolin over the top of Amorier, and a nice looking shot there from Parolin. Rutgers has worked through Amorier a couple of times in the early going. That time feeds it for McConnell, who jams it. And they feed it inside for Parolin, who has a couple of baskets. Late in the shot clock. Wilson, that's a long 2, and it rattles in.
Yeah, he's going to be someone that's going to have to come up big for the Mountain Hawks tonight. Nice little step back. It's a long 2, but something that Lehigh needed there.
Mulcahy off the window pane.
I think Steve Pikiell would have liked to have had his offense work for just a little bit more on that possession.
Wilson thought about the 3. Feed it downstairs. Parolin gets Omoruyi in the air. Count it and 1. Most recently stopped at San Jose State in his home state of California. Meanwhile, Lehigh breaks the press, and Reed Fenton jams it. No points so far for Harper. Trying to shake free of Jameer Wilson. Late in the shot clock, Mulcahy feeds it for Hyatt, who scoops it over his head for 2. Harper Jr. almost poked it away. Wilson to Wilson. It's Jameer driving the lane, and he's able to get around Mulcahy. That's a long defender, too.
And it's not bad shots, Dom. It's just the rim on the other side of the court just seems to have a lid on it right now.
Meanwhile, sliding through the lane, Wilson open.
Dr. Brett Reed was their head coach.
And I think about the Lehigh team that had C.J. McCollum on that team as Jaden Jones knocks down the basket. Now, Pikiell has talked a lot about depth. That's Tyler Whitney. Sidney rejected at the rim. Hyatt met him at the summit.
More smart on defenses. That last block rejection, the other.
Marcus Wilson, 4 points for him so far. Gets by McConnell and floats it in.
Again, Rutgers has remained in this man-to-man defense so far. Mountain Hawks have been able to carve it off offensively and get inside.
4 points for Jaden Jones, who turns around and sneaks that in.
And really rotate in this first half for Rutgers.
Harper Jr. trying to get going, and he finds his first 2 there, +1. Lehigh led by as many as 6 here in this opening half. Good effort from the Mountain Hawks, who started this shooting brilliantly. They were shooting what? I think they were 7 of their first 8, 8 of their first 9. Condensed, the freshman, back on the court. Feeds it for Higgins Jr., who's trying to get going and finds some there. The other way, Harper Jr. attacks, fades away and finishes. And Ron Harper Jr. starting to get going here. Alamuddin attacking Jones, just back in, and the junior gets to the lane for 2.
And if that's not motivation enough, running wind sprints to have one of your teammates hit a free throw, I don't know what is.
Alamuddin back to work. It's a tough 2 over Harper Jr. Harper right back to the post up. Gets around Alamuddin and curls it in. Now so far the season opener this year looks good. Baker back on the floor as he feeds Reber. Dean Reber getting into the box score in style. Boy, Rutgers has racked up the steals and blocks, but there's the first one for Lehigh. Marcus Wilson all alone for the easy 2. And Baker down on the other end. McConnell slow to get up too. Not what you want to see. Betlow, 3, rattles in. There's an inflatable. Is that a donut in the student section too?
They're rocking out over there, I tell you that.
Kids are happy to be back as we get the second half going, and Rutgers takes it away. They could use this. Baker, 4-3. Now he has the rebounds, and Mulcahy right back to the post up. Oh, right around Whitney Sidney at 6'6" against 6'2". Now Lehigh out of their timeout, slow to get into the set as Whitney Sidney accelerates, kick out. Wilson, extra pass, the other Wilson, and Marcus Wilson cans it. And Baker fumbles it away as Taylor can't hit that layup. Rutgers looking to break out, up ahead, Amorie all alone! And they'll get a second chance here after the offensive rebounds. Amorie up for the screen. Baker, crossover, shake, bake, and connect!
Yeah, so far 8 games already sold out, including this one tonight. And we haven't even really started the season just yet.
Oh! Amorie right back at it! And now the all Big Ten honoree Harper Jr. the other way. Crossover, drive, fits it in against the bigger Parolin, no less.
We know he's an outside shooter. He's got great poise when he's behind the three-point line, but able to get to the rim and finish there. That's been the key for Rutgers.
Good slip by Alamuddin, who lost Baker. And now Baker uses the Amorie screen. Fake the pass, lay it in instead. Nifty from the 50-year senior.
To throw the defense off for a split second and then finish it off with the right hand.
Wilson around the world for the lay-in.
Yeah, you know, I could go to the NBA, but I didn't have a chance last year in what would have been my final year on the Banks to play in front of a packed house. I want that experience again, and that was one of the deciding factors.
Yeah, even though that number's dipped a little bit in the second half, Rutgers has had active hands, and they throw it up top once again. Now it's Ron Harper Jr. living above the rim.
In this second half, you've just seen this change in tempo, this change in energy that the Scarlet Knights have brought to the floor.
Great cut on the backdoor slip. Reed Fenton trying to print a poster there.
Taking a look at this again. Looks like that was AG.
Back in for Amorie, who's had some big jams tonight. That time leans in, once again creating contact. Lehigh back inside, but it has been so tough with Amorie on the court for the Mountain Hawks to get anything. Although that time the save benefits Parolin. Now Lehigh showing some zone here, but Hyatt finds a soft spot for that 2. Hyatt, trailer 3, in and out. And then a fight for the rebound. Higgins Jr. has it. What can the freshman do? One-on-one, gets the bounce. And now Lehigh a little slow into their defense. McConnell, the three-point shooting woes continue, but Hyatt gets it off the back of the rim. And Steve Peichel will take timeout. Jamira Wilson stops. Swinging around, Marcus Wilson gets the bounce. Both teams are in the single bonus, although Rutgers with the next Lehigh foul will be in the double. Good passing downstairs, and Dominic Parolin puts Lehigh on top. That is a 57% free throw shooter last year. Gets 2 free throws here.
If you're Rutgers, I believe you've got to get to the rim and either draw some contact or get to the line. Try to extend this game out a little bit.
50 seconds to go. Baker. Step back. Got it! Baker, the big shot maker. Tied up at 63. Marcus Wilson. Penetrates. Stepped out of bounds. Rutgers will get it back with the shot clock turned off. Starts the offense. 5 seconds. Baker steps into it. It's a 3. It's long. Rebound Lehigh, and we are going to overtime. And Harper Jr. inside, no. Fight for that loose ball. Baker's got it. Mulcahy off the pump. Extra pass for Amorie, who's wide open. Most home wins for any team in Division I college basketball. Last season that fans were in the stands. Mulcahy, no call on the charge attempt, and he finishes it anyway. Condensed off a tough spin and a pump fake, and floats it over Amorie too. Just about halfway through overtime. Rutgers by 2. Some nervous energy here at Jersey Mike's Arena. Downstairs on the cut, McConnell counted and one.
Lehigh does not.
Off the Harper Jr. screen, Mulcahy. Pump fake. And can't float it in. Jamiro Wilson accelerates, but Harper Jr. there for the block.
And if you're Lehigh, now you have to start thinking about if you want to foul here. It might be too early to do so.
Baker up top, Amourier! Print the poster! How about this alley-oop?
And it couldn't have come at a better time. They've tried to find Amourier at different times in the second half. It didn't quite work out. Baker, though, with a great lob. That might just be the play of the day.
Taylor attacks. Wilson, spin,
What a move.
up and under, no, tipped out, Rutgers ball. And he's injured on the other end, slow to get up, but 7 seconds left. The attack from Wilson, the layup.
And really, really has improved dramatically from last season.
One more for the fifth-year senior. Quickly in, Evan Taylor into the corner. Marcus Wilson at the buzzer, rattles it in. But Rutgers will hang on to defeat Lehigh in overtime on opening night, 73-70.